this video, you're going to learn yet another networking phrase or another networking term, and that networking term is modem. Modem. Where does modem come from? If you look at this image right here, you can figure it out. Modem comes from a combination of the words modulate, demodulate. Well, what exactly is a modem, and what exactly is modulating and demodulating? Well, back in the day, if we wanted to have two computers talk to each other, and we were going to send that communication over a phone line, we had a challenge to overcome. And that challenge that we need to overcome was that computers store everything digitally. So it's on and off switches, it's electrical pulses, right? How do we take digital information, zeros and ones, on and off switches, electrical pulses, and send it over a network, the telephone network, that was designed to carry sound, which is an analog type of signal? How do we take things that are just, zeros and ones or electrical pulses on and off, and how do we send that over a medium that was designed to carry analog information or sound, analog sound waves? Well, the way that we do that is we decide that zero is going to be a low note, like and one will be a high note like and what we're going to do is we're going to take our zeros and ones, our electrical signals of on and off, and we're going to modulate them. Modulate is a word which to me has, like you modulate a tone, right? It has some sort of a sound sort of quality to modulate. Exist a modifying or controlling influence on. So maybe not. Like I've heard modulate your tone, right? So we would modulate those zeros and ones, and if I needed to convey, let's say, this pattern right there, 0, 1, 0, 0. If I need to convey that, and 0 is a low note and 1 is a high note, I would go ah, 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 ah. And there, I just took zeros and ones and I conveyed them with sound. Let's try it again. So if 0 is the low note and 1 is the high note, and you tell me what zeros and ones am I going to convey to you right now? Ah, 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 ah. Right? So that was low, high, 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 low. So that'd be 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. And that's how modems work. And that's how we were able to originally convey information from one computer to another over the phone network. And modern modems, of course, are a lot more sophisticated, but this was how the original modems worked, and that's where that phrase, that word modem comes from modulate and demodulate. Well, that was modulating to send the data over the phone line, and when the data would get to the receiving computer would then demodulate it, and it would take those low notes and turn them into zeros, and those high notes and turn them into ones, or whatever the system was for conveying zeros and ones with sounds, and it would demodulate those sounds back into zeros and ones. So modulate into sound, send it over the phone line, demodulate back from sound, and understand what the zeros and ones are. So if you look at Wikipedia, they talk a little bit about modems as a device that modulates an analog carrier signal, so that would be sound, to encode digital information, so those would be the zeros and ones, electrical impulses, and also demodulates such a carrier signal to decode the transmitted information. And if you look at the original computers when they were sending information over networks, they look like this. Like, how awesome is that? You actually just took a phone receiver and went kink and stuck it on top of your computer. Here's another image, right, of an old computer that was designed to connect over the telephone network. And yet one more, right? And I miss the days when they made computers out of wood. Like, those were good days. I miss those days. So here's a modem where it's made out of wood. And you can see even here, it says duplex. So we're going to learn about simplex, half duplex, full duplex communication. And telephone is full duplex because it goes both ways. So here is another example of a computer with digital information, zeros and ones, and then the modem modulates that into sound waves. And yet here is one more image of a computer with zeros and ones, and then a modem modulates that into sound waves, and then a modem demodulates that, and the computer understands it again. And that's it. That's what I have to say about modems, and that's where they come from. You know, yeah, we still use modems today, and modems are designed for all kinds of mediums. So, there's modems for the cable network. There's like the cable modem. There's DSL modems, right? So each modem is designed to work best on whatever type of medium it's working with, and they design them to send and receive signals which will be interpreted as zeros and ones. And what else can I say about that? So you can't just use any modem. Like if I had a modem for like a dial-up connection for a phone connection, that modem would not work for my like cable connection. Not just to just to bar the very fact alone that different kind of input, but yeah, there'd be different technology on the inside too. All right, so that's modems.